Hi Cornerstone, welcome to Maundy Thursday. And we're going to invite you tonight to participate in a meal that we're all going to sort of have around the same time. And there's a freedom and liberty in this as well, obviously. But we feel it's really important to pick up two things that historically we have always remembered around Maundy Thursday and the meal. Obviously, it's based on the Last Supper that Jesus had with his disciples. And a lot of you will know that Last Supper they had was actually the celebration of the Passover meal. The Passover meal is a Jewish tradition. It's still being observed today by people who don't necessarily see as we do that Jesus is the fulfillment of so much of the deep and the rich symbolism that's there in the Last Supper. But we feel like there's some elements there, particularly the remembering God's faithfulness to bring his people out of slavery, out of a tight place, into freedom. Well, that kind of feels more important than ever. So we're going to look at that accent tonight. Then the other part of the Last Supper was this amazing interaction that Jesus had with his disciples at the end of the supper, where he washed their feet. Again, rich in symbolism and significance, and really has stood as the call for followers of Jesus to sacrificially love above and beyond. It's the command. In fact, the word Maundy, Thursday, the word Maundy is a rendering of the word command and looks at Jesus' command. This is my commandment, that you love one another. And so he demonstrated this in this really radical and humble way. And so that's always been a feature of Maundy Thursday too, is remembering the example of Jesus as one to follow. Again, along with the faithfulness of God to bring his people out of difficult situations, it feels like a time that we should remind ourselves that the call is to radically and sacrificially love one another. So that's what we're going to pick up tonight. You'll see in the email I've attached that you've got, there's some things we're inviting you to kind of dig into some of the symbolism here. We're not doing a full Passover meal. People celebrate agape meals and they celebrate Maundy Thursday meals and Passover. There's lots of different traditions there. We want you to feel a freedom. We're going to give you some resources, some ideas of things we might do to understand a little bit more. There's also, I've got some videos for you to have a look, do a little bit of research if you've got some time today about the Passover meal in particular. There's a great video there by an actress you might know who's Jewish, not just by culture but by faith, and she's does it really well to explain some of the symbolism there. So that might be interesting for you and the kids. There's a bunch of resources. This afternoon we'll send out like a bit of an order and suggestion of how we do things. Again, feel free. Some of you will be by yourself, some in couples, some in families. Make it work for you guys. The Clarks are going to. I'm going to be trying my first ever roast lamb tonight. So pray for us. But we're going to give it a crack. Any tips gratefully received for any life hacks on cooking roast lamb would be fantastic. Folks, that's what we're doing. We invite you to be a part of that. I think it's going to be really significant. Tomorrow, Sherilyn's going to lead us through a reflection on Good Friday, and then we're going to be doing something a little bit different again on Resurrection Sunday. So there it all is. Take a look at some of the stuff there below. A little bit of preparation if you do that. Again, feel free to kind of go all in or not with that. Hope you're doing well. And from the back of the Clark's deck, and there's Marlo, the dog here. I know a lot of you felt like I was harsh to Marlo. Oh, where is she gone? I can't. There she is. Marlo, say hello. There's Marlo. Okay, I'll get going. See you guys. Bless you.